Today, I wanted to talk to you about skincare and basically acne, because a lot of you guys know that I struggled with acne for quite a while, and I went on Accutane and then I had a very strict routine that I followed which helped clear my skin. Recently I thought I was getting acne again, and I realized that it was because I strayed away from my diet and my skincare routine that I'd followed religiously since I'd been off Accutane, and as soon as I went back on the routine, my skin started to clear up again. It's a bit sunny for November, this one, it's pretty hot. Alright, it's a cool little fact, guys. I live in the danger zone, right? So right here is the Thames barrier. And basically, whenever there would be a risk of a flood, the barrier was shut. When it's shut, if you live this side of it, you're in the danger zone, but if you live the other side, then you're safe. Could be why my rent's a tiny bit cheaper, who knows. Basically, I thought I'd grown out of acne, but it turns out I haven't. And today, I just wanna share that routine with you again, because I thought I was having an Accutane relapse because my spots started to come back, and I was on this film, and every day I was filming and have a new spot, which was awful for continuity. And I was basically able to stop my Accutane relapse / getting loads of spots again. So for me, I know it works, and it works quite well. We're gonna head upstairs, floor 12, right up there, and hopefully it helps a few people out who are struggling with acne right now. I live in London, not Essex, guys, not Essex. My skateboard's broken, I'm gonna talk about this later on. What a bird. Hey boy, hey boy. So the other day around here as well, we think a stone fell off one of the balconies, or somebody dropped something off the balcony, and like it just cracked our mate's windshield on this car, which is really quite unlucky, but one of the downsides, I guess, of living by a balcony or by a flat, the stuff falls off. Sauna. Some business to attend to. So yeah, this is part of my life really, in the business centre right now. Quite a few of the cool small perks that we get from basically living in an apartment like this in London is that we have a sauna in our building, we have a small business room that we can use whenever we like, and there's a few other cool things like a small gym behind me and stuff. So if I turn on the skateboard, we're going to see the problem we're having right now. That's full speed. Something is not right here and I have no clue what it is. Head back upstairs, talk about my skincare routine, and do some acting practice today, which is always good. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, you're just in time for a plane landing. Let's get a little zoom on this then. There it is. Yeah, here's our, for those of you that are new around here, this is basically our house, this is where we live. Rather controversial, it's it divides opinions. You've got a fantastic view, lots of activity. You got the Woolwich Ferry, a shipyard, scrapyard, airport. For a lot of people it'd be too noisy, but for us, I mean, it's perfect in my opinion. I like it a lot. But let's head into my room and basically let's talk about my skincare routine and diet that helps clear my acne. I have a very unique skincare routine and diet, and today I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. So basically on the table right now, you can see all of these products. All of these products are ones that I use in my routines and diet. Some of them I consume less of, like Huel and protein powder, and some of them I consume more of, like vitamin C tablets. So I struggled with acne for about 4 years, and it was really kind of one of the worst things that was happening to me throughout my university days and sixth form days, and I honestly hated it. And I went under Accutane when I was in 3rd year, so 2020, and that along with this diet helped to clear my skin. And you know, since then it's kind of been fairly plain sailing. I didn't really think about spots, or I wasn't really too worried about spots for a good 1.5 years after Accutane. But about 2 months ago, I'm pretty sure I started to have an Accutane relapse, which is obviously very common and very concerning, because after you work so hard to get rid of your spots, them coming back is one of the worst things. So when I sat down and looked at like, why are these spots coming back? What's gone wrong? I realized that this diet that I was very strict on and was following, and this skincare routine that I was strict on and following for many years, I started to lose track of it, and I started to basically not follow it as much. So after I realized that, in the last 3 weeks, I've been very strict on following this skincare routine and diet like I used to be back in the day, and all of a sudden my skin has got a lot clearer. The spots that were appearing every single day, like I was genuinely like getting new spots every day. I was filming a film and I'd wake up, there'd be a spot here, the next day there'd be a spot here, and it was a real problem for continuity. But that has stopped now since I've been back on this routine. And I think that this routine, when I had bad acne, really helped me out. When I'm trying to keep my skin clear just on a day-to-day basis, this is perfect. And you know, even for general health, some of this stuff is probably quite good. And I genuinely know the pain of having severe acne, and that, I mean, my confidence was shot back in the day. So I genuinely hope that this helps everybody out. But please remember, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a dermatologist, always seek medical advice. This is just some of the stuff that worked for me, and I hope that it works for you. And all of the stuff will be linked down below as well. Firstly, I want to start with the stuff that really triggers my acne. So basically, one of the key things that I changed up when I, was trying to get rid of my acne was I was very strict on stuff like protein powder and, sweets and saturates and fats. So like I genuinely tried to avoid having over my amount of daily intake for sugar, saturates, fats. So that's why I've got these here. Now, one of the big contributing factors why I think I kind of got a lot of spots again recently, and why I think that I may have had a slight relapse is, it's not Huel specifically, this is just an example that I had, it's protein powder. So for me, I always suspected that when I was younger, protein powder would contribute towards me having acne, but I kind of never really had a chance to test it out. And then when obviously I got bad acne at about 17, I stayed away from protein powder. And it's only been about in the last 3 months that I slowly started to weave my way back onto a bit of protein powder, along with a few meal replacement drinks. And coincidentally, that is when I noticed that I was getting quite a lot of new spots every single day, and there was lots of bumps under my skin, exactly like when I first had acne, which is why it was so worrying. Now, all of the protein powder I was using was pea protein, and pretty much, it's sad because I spent like 50 quid on Huel, but for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure that my skin does not agree with protein powder, pea protein powder, whey protein powder. So as soon as I started to, get back onto my diet of clearing out my skin, removing protein powder from my diet was a huge factor, I think, in helping my skin become clear again. So that's why we've got some Huel there. It's sad because I did enjoy the drinks, but for whatever reason, it's not meant to be. Secondly, I was talking about sweets and just general meals. Really trying to keep my saturates down, trying to keep my fats down and sugars down, just because the way I remember it working is like spots come as spikes in hormones. If you have a big burst of sugar or over your daily amount of sugar, for example, that can help create, like I think it's a glucose spike, and if you get a spike, then a spot comes. And all it takes is, what I remember as well, is like one moment of having loads of sugar, then you get one spike, one spot, one scar. That's the kind of strict way I looked at it. These sort of diets won't work for everybody, but for me, limiting my protein powder, my sugar burst, and sticking to portion sizes was a huge thing. When I went out for food, basically when I was on my strict diet, I would always make sure that I would have not chips, not burgers, not pizzas. However, in the last year, I've been slightly more lenient with it, which is obviously probably a slight contributing factor to why I was pretty sure I was almost getting acne again. But now I've kind of reined that in and been a lot more cautious. So within my diet, those are the main restrictions that I have, and those are the things that I think work well. For me personally, when it comes to clearing my skin, it's a shame because I don't want to give up on all of those things, but sometimes I look at, would I rather give them up and have no acne, or would I rather have acne and not give them up? So it's a choice. Secondly, before we move on to like the skincare routine and stuff, we've got these products that I consume more of, which I think really help to keep my skin clear, and they're just kind of healthy in general. So we've got green tea. Every day I started having a green tea, antioxidants. It's just meant to be good for you. And I definitely notice I feel cleaner, I feel more positive about my skin and less stressed when I have a green tea, because I feel like I'm doing something good for it. So again, that could potentially be a contributing factor. Stress obviously causes acne. Next up, we got some vitamin C tablets. Vitamin C are perfect for helping to keep your skin healthy, to help with scars and to rejuvenate the skin. And I definitely feel like my skin's more vibrant every day I take one of these. And since I thought that I may have been having an Accutane relapse, both of these things I kind of drifted away from doing every day. Now I do them again every single day. Multivitamins, every single day I get some vitamins in my system, because I think general health as well is so important for keeping your skin clear and for preventing acne, whether it be just like preventing yourself being run down or giving yourself energy. When it comes to water, I'm drinking a lot more again. For a while I kind of stopped active water consumption, in the sense that previously I'd make an effort to drink loads and loads of water. You never want to flush out your body, I guess, but recently again I've been drinking a lot more, and I feel like it's helped my skin. And then again, depending on how severe my spots are at the time, There are a few other things that I might adjust my consumption of depending on how I'm feeling about my skin. So if I'm really trying everything I've got to clear my skin for an audition, for general reasons, then I might restrict the amount of coffee I have, and I might restrict the amount of alcohol I have. But I think that's only if I'm trying to be ultra strict. And obviously it's part of life where you've got to have fun and you've got to have a healthy balance. So I think these things are very easy things to do that have worked massively for me, that don't restrict your work balance too much. Because, you know, some people can eat what they want, some people can drink what they want, and they won't ever get a spot. So it really is one of those things. And also, I can't lie, I thought that I grew out of needing to have a diet for acne reasons. Like, I thought that my acne was kind of in the past and that I could kind of eat and do whatever I wanted. But truth be told, still at 23, almost 24, that's not quite the case. Alright, so let's move on to my skincare routine. So again, I've always been a huge fan of Cetaphil products because I feel like Cetaphil products, they're dermatologist approved and they don't block the skin when it comes to stuff like moisturizer. And for me personally, they do work really well. So let's just get them in order right here. So what we've got here, we've got a moisturizer that every single time I come out of the shower or if my skin is feeling dry in the morning, I'll basically moisturize up my skin, because what that does is by moisturizing every day, it prevents your body from needing to produce loads of oil to make your skin not dry, basically. And we don't really want to produce oil, because if you produce too much oil, then you kind of end up with spots and oily skin, and that's what Accutane does. It makes sure that, you know, you're getting so much of your vitamin A that you don't need to produce much oil. That's why your skin gets very dry on Accutane, your lips, nosebleeds, whatnot. So yeah, moisturizing is a key thing to do. Now, these three products are ones that I kind of use in random order. I'll try and use them fairly equally, like I'll use this. Oh, I've also got one more actually, and this one right here. So these four products are products that I try and use in a very equal but random combination. So we've got a gentle face cleaner that I use every now and then. We've got an exfoliating scrub that I use every now and then. We've got a tea tree face wash that I think is very good as well, and then a face mask. So I think that, you know, if I'm having a casual day, I haven't done too much, my skin, or I'm not that dirty, I'll use the gentle skin cleaner. If I've kind of not used an exfoliator for a while and I've recently shaved, for example, I'll use the exfoliator just so that all the dead skin gets off and all the bits and bobs that are stuck on my face get off. If I've had a few spots and I'm trying to clear my skin, I use the tea tree face wash, because I feel like this is, yeah, it's bioactive, it's great for getting rid of scars. I've always found that there's something in there that is great for getting rid of scars. And then an actual face mask for just plumping up the skin, making it look nice and fresh if you ever need to make it look fresh. And there it is, they're the four skincare products that I also use on a random basis that massively help my skin. Oh, and also guys, I forgot to mention as well, brown rolls. Having brown bread, brown pasta, I find that does slightly help my skin instead of having white pasta and white bread, just if I'm on a very strict period as well. So, you know, another key tip there that I find works for me, I think it's something to do with the amount of glucose or sugar that's released from white bread versus brown bread. There's a difference in the speed it's released and the rate it's released. So that's me recalling my knowledge from when I looked into it. That's supposedly what happens. But there you have it guys. I thought I'd make a skincare and diet routine follow-up after my last Accutane video, because people often like Accutane videos from somebody that's been there, had Accutane, been able to clear it, and luckily so far been able to keep it clear despite the odd few scares. So for me, like I said, if I was starting to struggle with acne, if I was 15, 16, 24, 25, 28, this is the exact routine that I would turn to if I wanted to have clear skin, if I wanted to hopefully try and stop acne from coming, stop acne from appearing, or even if I wanted to prevent any acne relapses after Accutane. This is literally the stuff that works for me. This is the stuff that I follow, and I've seen it work 2 or 3 times now, and I genuinely stand by it. I stand by it. But like I say, there's no guarantee it would work for you. I think even if it doesn't work for you, there's quite a few good products here and quite a few good things that are just great for general health. So yeah, I hope you found this very useful. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like down below, subscribe, and let me know how your Accutane journey is going or how your acne is. And if I can offer any more advice, I'll be pleased to do so. But yeah, the products are linked down below. Thank you for watching. All up in my head.
that's how I behave. Passing up the same, waking up the same.